This is the cover of a book of mine that I released in about 1992. It features a hand-drawn sketch of me done by a Fremantle, Western Australia street artist called Paul Barrett. And as you can see, it's a picture of me reciting verse from inside a wheelie bin, which is my most successful performance vehicle that I've ever used. And I was using it at the time on the streets of Fremantle. I used to pop out of a wheelie bin and start reciting poetry or start selling my poetry. The hat, which I don't have anymore, was a much favoured accoutrement of my style. Anyway, as you can see from the picture, I haven't changed much in, how many years is that now? Nearly 20 years, 19 years. I guess that's the beauty of poetry, is it keeps you young. Anyway, I'm going to read, and I hope I'm in the viewer now, because I can't really see and I couldn't reverse the camera. I'm going to read from the foreword of the chapbook, The Busking Terrorist. That's right, I used to be a busking terrorist, but not anymore. Mention the word terrorist these days and the federal police are at the cafe or the hotel or the club, wherever I'm performing, in no time flat. Anyway, the foreword. Busking Terrorism. This book was written and typed by Noodle string. All material within is copyright and should only be used for non-profit means. Noodle string is without a doubt one of Perth's all-time professional street poets, having supported the likes of the Doug Anthony All-Stars, not only in Perth but in Brisbane. He has travelled to and performed in nearly every state and territory within Australia and is known for his wit and charm by many thousands. Well, since then, of course, I've lived and poeted in New Zealand, so I must be known by hundreds of thousands by now. Lately, he has become a figure, and a colourful one at that, in and around Fremantle, where he can be seen busking with his extraordinary phone and wheelie bin. Noodle, as many people said, is a legend. And one has only to read my work and see him perform to realise that this is quite possibly correct. Time will only tell, but until then, read on. I'm lucky to have this book, I've realised, because it's full of my gems that I wrote many, many moons ago. Some I still remember, but there are others that I've forgotten. And so now I'm going to read you one from the book. And this one's called Blood Colour. It's a race relation poem. He talked so much about being black that it made me uncomfortable, knowing that I was white. And at the same time too, it made me quite disinterested, as there's no way to change the colour of the skin or the fact that I'm white and that he's black. But then it doesn't really matter, as we're both flesh and blood, which is always red, no matter what the colour of your skin is. So thank you for listening, and thank you for subscribing and viewing my poetry. I'll leave you with this: a farewell in Aboriginal. Bye-bye.